Welcome once again, everybody, to the Anderson Law Power Hour podcast here with Attorney Tim Anderson. I'm Mark Rollison here on this exciting day in Virginia, of course, as it's Super Tuesday. Now, let me give you a little bit of advice. Today, you should probably take a close look at the ballot when you head to the polls today. Literally, some names have been crossed off as we speak. Some have, as they say, suspended. I'd much rather say ended their campaigns. At this time, as you take a look at the ballot, you'll see Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Tulsi Gabbard, Michael Bloomberg, and Elizabeth Warren, of course, Democratic candidates vying for the top position. They're the only ones active. Others, as I stated, have suspended their campaigns. Now, I don't know how they're going to get back into the game if they say they have suspended it. We must pretty much say the game is over for them, so just going to forget about it. But we'll get some insight from our guest and from the producer of the show, the great Attorney Tim Anderson. Now, let me ask you, as you probably have been following his Facebook page, how would you like it if you were pushed around, if your First Amendment rights were trampled on? That's exactly what we're going to talk on this show here with our guest, Mr. Gohring, Marcus Gohring, and Attorney Tim Anderson. As of course, the advice given on this show is just for general information. You can call the office if you feel like your First Amendment rights have been trampled on. 800-1000, 800-1000, of course, to Anderson and Associates. Tim, look like you're ready to pull on the gloves, man.
Looks like we're going to have to. Looks like that's how it's going. Thanks for coming, Marcus. Again, thank you. So thanks for being part of this. We do this every week, and it's really important to have you a part of this today. So Facebook, what we have is many people are arguing that we don't know what happened before Mr. Gohring got attacked by the security guard at Virginia Wesleyan. Well, we do have the video, and what we're going to do is we're going to show this to you. Now, what you're going to look at is you're going to see basically a very close encounter of what was going on between the campus security officers and the people that were outside of this rally. And then you're going to be able to judge for yourself whether Mr. Gohring deserved what happened to him at this day. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're also going to have Mr. Gohring narrate some of this as we're going through. And you can see we have it up here, so it's nice and big so that you can see it. And we're just going to go through this. All right? Does that sound good?
Let's go.
All right.
All right. So, Darren, let's go ahead and hit this. Now, this is as soon as the campus police, this guy is the security guard that you talked about before, right, that was initially telling you that you had to go, you didn't really know who he was, and then you called for backup, right? So this is where we start right here. Now, before we start here, there's really not any video of what you were doing, but what were you generally doing standing outside of here? What words were you saying? Things like that.
I was holding my flag. On the flag it says Trump 2020, keep America great. And then I was chanting to the crowd, Trump, Trump, Trump. I was shouting 4 more years, 4 more years. I was also shouting out, are you getting ready to wait for bread in line?
Right.
And things like that.
Relating to the idea of what socialism is like in some countries, correct?
Exactly. So that's about it, what was said from our side.
Did you make any threatening statements?
I never threatened anybody.
Did you tell anybody that you were going to hurt them or cause a problem with them if they went in there?
That's never my intention.
Did you hear any of the people in your group say anything like that?
No.
Okay. And there's only like 4 or 5 of you, right?
We were 4 people in total.
Right. And did you know them?
I knew them all well, I know 2 of them I know personally since a long time, and 1 came new to this group that I...
Right. Now, this guy that's narrating the video in here, that's not you. You're going to hear a lot of talking in there. You did have a couple of words with the security guard. We're going to have you talk about that as we get to that, all right? All right, Tara, let's hit it.
Sir, we have the right to demonstrate our First Amendment right here.
The security guard was first directing traffic around.
It would have to be this. Excuse me, we're not threatening you or anything. You're forcing us 4 people to leave. Oh, we've been defeated. First Amendment trampled on again. What a shame. Hey, who here is threatened by our presence or feels offended or not safe? See, officer, literally no one feels unsafe. Why
think that was also a very important statement that he made. Does anybody in the crowd feel threatened?
Yeah, and they're all saying literally no one feels threatened.
We're exercising our freedom of
Is this the guy that threw you down?
Yes.
You're on private property. You are going to leave right now.
Wow, excuse me, sir.
I will get in your face too.
And you see he was from the beginning very aggressive in his tone.
Yeah, we'll watch it in the second video just how he got out of
I've
his
told
car.
you once, and I'm not going to tell you again. That's not right. Get in your vehicles and leave, or I'll have you arrested.
Kind of sounds like you're trampling on the First Amendment by making us leave.
Look,
So have you
We're
said
not
anything
threatening
here at
anybody
this point?
who filed a complaint. Hey, sorry.
leave.
Come on, sir. All right, I guess we'll leave. We don't need any physical altercations.
I'm going to get it. Don't get the
So what are you saying right there?
Don't try me.
Don't threaten me. Don't
All right, clear the cameras right now.
take my First
How do we
Amendment
get out of
rights
here?
away.
Came all the way. We walked all the way from that.
You got right in your face. I felt threatened by you.
It's a shame that you're following the orders that you're following right now. It's bias, and you know it. It stinks of bias.
Then leave. And I'm not going to
He
tell you
started yelling. That's also comments I meant. Stop yelling.
We're not disrespecting you.
because you've been told to leave.
This
And
is
you
you.
are not following my
But
instructions.
who told you to tell us to leave?
Nobody got to tell me to
Nobody
leave.
told us, so you just decided to tell us to leave.
You are allowed to tell us to leave. You're on my property. This is private property. Your property.
This is
What
your property.
authorizes
You own
you
this
us
property.
to leave?
Because that's what
That's
you're
what
stating.
I'm also asking. And he said it's my property.
So we're going to be
And
arrested.
not mine.
Alright, well, I'll leave because I don't want to be arrested. I didn't come here to get arrested. If that's how it's going to be, that's a shame. It's trampling our First Amendment. No, it's not. Thank you, officers, for your service, at least. Your draconian style of service.
This is the time where we decided then to go.
Excuse me, hi. You're very violent, sir.
You ain't seen violence, buddy.
He just says you haven't seen violence yet, right?
Excuse me, do not get that close to me.
Yes,
He
ma'am.
got exonerated. There's no locking him up. Do you have a badge number, an ID, and a name?
Yeah.
Or not an ID, just
Here
a
you
badge
can
number
see
and
how
a name?
fast I'm walking.
Okay, do you have a badge number?
And he does not identify himself.
4 more years.
He does not identify himself.
Yeah, there we go. Come on, Bernie supporters. Let's go.
And we asked him the question how he identifies himself.
Let's go. Donald Trump's going to win. Okay, good. Sir, you don't have to touch him. Hey! Hey!
That's where he was told back.
All right. So here, let's get out of this one just for a second. Now, let's go up here to the second one.
I'll have to stop this.
Yeah, okay, don't worry about that. Just hit that one right there. Hit it. Okay, now, from when it cut out to when he attacks you, how many minutes or seconds had gone by from the time when the speaker says he's going to get reelected and then it cuts away and it gets recorded again? How many seconds had passed?
I would say that we're about 20 yards between that,
Okay.
and so probably not even a minute.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so Tara, let's hit this guy's post now.
My
Hit this down here.
3D, it's like waiting for 10 roller coasters every week. It's crazy. Bernie Sanders should have went to a 20,000 seat arena because he's gonna pack the
This
house.
person I
It's
did
already-
not know.
Right.
I don't know where they're gonna put these
As
people.
I
if
can
they go-
remember, he had a Bernie
It's
Sanders
deep,
t-shirt on.
guys.
Right.
It's
Now here's you right here, right? You're not even holding the flag.
Yeah.
We got the Trump guy right here, and then there's all the Bernie.
I took the
Bernie
flag later
going
on
in.
that.
Why
Yeah.
is my screen dirty? But there's still people coming in, and then this is what it looks like inside.
Here it's where we had with the one that was directing traffic this discussion
There's
about
a
the news on
mile
the radio
view.
Right.
calling for backup.
Right.
This place, I'm not even going to attempt to get in. I'm telling you. Oh, they're chanting. They're chanting.
And they're saying, when you're saying Trump, 4 more
Yeah, they're
years,
kicking
things
out
like
the Trump
that.
guy for saying Trump. So
This man with the
Tell
hat,
him to
he
leave.
came also to us. I do not know his identity. He was with us
kicked out the Trump guy.
having the sign, pro-Trump sign.
They're shutting down the free speech. Shutting down the free speech.
Go out by the gate.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah. Oh, here they go. Security's gonna shut them down. Security's gonna shut them down. I'm backing up. Here comes security.
Now here's the guy that ended up
They're gonna
getting
take him
into it,
down.
right?
They're
That's
gonna
the
take him
guy who's
down.
walking.
Because he's chanting Trump. They're gonna take him down right now.
Exercise your right to go to school.
Now this guy in the red is the one talking in the other video, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Now who was recording? Was it the guy in the
This guy's
black
tough.
here?
This is a tough guy
No,
right here.
with the red
Oh,
jacket.
the red. Okay, gotcha. And you can hear him say, "Have you arrested?"
Man, they called the security quick.
And he definitely came out of the campus
all the-
security.
if
This
you
guy
like
right
Trump,
here.
they're kicking
He
you
came
out.
out of the campus security vehicle. Yes. Yeah. This is where he's in your face.
All right.
He kind of goes over here and turns around.
And that's when we decide actually to leave.
Right.
Not quite yet, I think.
But
They're getting ready to arrest him. They're getting ready to throw him out.
Nobody got to tell me to tell you to leave.
It's going viral. It's going viral. Huh?
Yelling in his face.
Yeah, yeah.
it seems like the other security guards are being pretty quiet here.
They
right?
are.
Yeah, they weren't.
They were holding back.
Oh, they are
absolutely.
backing down.
There was something-
They're backing down.
Did any of them say anything threatening to you? Any of these three? Like, you don't even go? Was it just this guy who's telling you how to leave?
He's scared.
Well, the
Yeah.
first guy that was alone
Yeah, I
there,
told you
he-
to go. Yeah, this guy right
yeah.
Damn, they're walking off. He got in his face. They're
here. All right. And
Turn around
so
his flag. Holy shit.
now this guy has a different vantage point where it didn't.
That shit's serious as fuck.
Well, you see here no cars. He stopped
This
filming
five
the
of them.
first video when
But let me
we
tell y'all,
were in the area where cars were parked.
Right.
And you see back
There are
there,
at least
that's where the parking lot
10,000
starts,
people
and that's where we were about.
yeah, the Trump guys.
And then going down
they
the
backed
parking
off,
lot
they
maybe
backed down.
20 yards.
Yeah, big time. Okay, follow. I'll see if I can get. Well, you guys can see what this line looks like. This line is effing crazy. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna follow the guys with the flag.
All right. So you guys are now like right up
Hey, this is
here.
great.
Yeah,
this is
it's
great.
hard to see, but
Facebook
yes.
Live right here.
Right.
The security guards. I gotta catch up to them. They're following them out. They're going to the other seat. You all can see the line.
See, this is the car where he is, where he
Right.
stopped filming,
Right.
and that's how far we got.
Look, I'm
Right.
telling you guys,
Things will happen
this
right
line
there.
is no. Whoa,
There it goes.
Where he comes
Yeah,
back.
you can see the flag go down.
whoa, he's tackling. Holy shit. Holy shit.
I know. This is important to watch, Facebook. Watch this. So Gohring's holding the flag the whole time. He gets up. I think it was a little push off because right there he has a baton in his hand, right? I mean, that's a baton he's holding. So when you kind of push off of him, you're just trying to get away from him, right? I mean, you know, he has a baton that he's coming after you with, right? Yeah.
This is great.
It's,
This is good Facebook Live shit. Trying to
You
hold
see,
camera.
even after being attacked by this person, I never.
yep, you didn't do anything other than push off of him because he had the weapon. All right, let's get out of this one.
Damn, this shit is crazy. This is good Facebook shit.
All right, now let's go up here, right here to this link right here, Tara. All right, now this is the official Wesleyan University invitation regarding the Bernie Sanders event. Now I will say they took this down from Facebook, which you know, we still have it on the internet. So those of you at Virginia Wesleyan trying to take things down. This one's still on your main website, even though you took it off of Facebook. So just so they know. All right, go ahead and scroll down. So it talks about the event. The event will take place at 8 p.m. This event is free and open to the public. Okay? This was not a private event, Facebook. This was not an event that was just for Democrats or Bernie supporters. It was free and open to the public. Now, did you see that before you went?
I did see that because it was a question for me. Can we go on campus or can we only be outside of campus protesting? How will the guard treat us? I wanted to figure out what I can expect.
Right, and you saw that this was free
Yes.
and open to the public. Okay. All right, let's go up here to this one now, Tara. Now get this, Facebook. Now you've seen the whole thing. You've seen the before, and then the after. So let's scroll down with the arrow key, Tara. Scroll down all the way here. And I'm going to read this word for word. This is the quote right here. Keep going a little further. All right. This is the quote from the Virginia Wesleyan campus. The Bernie Sanders campaign rented a venue on the private property of Virginia Wesleyan University for the site of its February 29th rally. The university, the Virginia Beach Police Department, and private security staff with the Sanders campaign worked diligently to maintain public safety and security. A video circulating on social media shows a security officer engaged in an altercation with a disruptive attendee in the parking lot prior to the rally. Unfortunately, the video does not predict the preceding actions of the individual that necessitated the officer to take action. Virginia Wesleyan University holds freedom of speech, open dialogue at the deepest core of its values. However, when the conversation turns to physical violence and becomes a threat to public safety, it will not be tolerated on campus. Okay. Did anybody see physical violence by Mr. Gohring? Did you see that on the video?
No.
Did you see did you see him make any threats to public safety? I mean, unless saying Trump 4 more years is considered violence, there was absolutely nothing there. Now, here's the rub of Facebook is look at this line right here. So the university is saying that it had Virginia Beach Police, private security staff with the Sanders campaign to maintain public security. All right? The university, the Virginia Beach Police Department, and private security staff. So what they're saying is that there are basically 3 individuals involved, 3 different groups. The university campus security, the Virginia Beach Police Department, and private security staff with the Sanders campaign. Okay? So what we're looking for is, let's go back to the first screen right here, the very first one. All right? And let's just hit the refresh button up here, Tara. Slow. All right.
Go back.
Yeah. Although that's a good video, that's not the one we really want to watch. Okay. Terry, come down and prong this up again. And you can hit that arrow keys to the right and it'll do that. But anyway, hit about right here on the video. Right there's good. Not working.
Stuck.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
This Facebook is not responding now.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting a little slow feed here.
Facebook is
Yeah, exactly, right. Facebook is not responding. We have all this on Facebook because the videos are long and they're hard to watch otherwise. All right, here we go.
My thought to the statement of Wesleyan was, because there was no violence taking place, that it was from them a general statement,
You're forcing us four people to leave.
not considering
No.
pointing
I'm
out
not going to tell you again.
Hey, I'm sorry. I would like to know
We're not
why you're
disrespecting you.
Because you've been told to leave. And you are not following my instructions.
But this guy who's talking to you, the question is,
Nobody told us. So you just decided to tell us that you are allowed to tell us to leave.
You're on my property. This is private property.
all right, so this guy right here, Facebook, this is the guy we're talking about. Now the question is does he work for the campus police or does he work for the Bernie Sanders camp? Because he's clearly not a police officer, right? Because police officers have the authority to arrest. So when we go back to this question, where we are simply asking, who is this guy, right? So we've asked Wesleyan multiple times, twice now, to tell us who this person is. So, and even the Virginia pilot asked the school this question right here, and the university declined to confirm if the guard worked for the university. So they're making a public statement that there are police, campus security, and Sanders security, right? And they're declining to tell us if this guard worked for the university, right? Why? Why? I mean, if the guy, if Mr. Gohring is this out of control protester that had to be removed, why don't we just own it, Virginia Wesleyan? If you guys are right, own it. If nothing wrong happened, own that this guard worked for the university and identify who it is. Okay? Now, when we go to your page of who the guards are here, this is the Virginia Wesleyan University campus security staff, and we can clearly rule out this lady. We probably rule out this. This is a female. We can rule out her. This is a female. We can rule out her. We can rule out her. Well, here we go. We got this guy. Is this the guy, Virginia Wesleyan, that did this? I mean, is this the guy that did it? Is it this guy? No, this guy is not the right race. This guy is not the right, this is clearly not him. I mean, maybe it's this guy. I don't know. I don't think so. Could be this guy. I don't know. Don't think so. Or is it, Jessica Thomas is a girl, Tyler Meredith, that could be a guy or a girl. Just tell us who it is, Wesleyan. If you've done nothing wrong, tell us who this is. Or tell us it's not one of your employees, right? That's all we're asking. Is that outrageous to ask for? Just identify who it is. Because here's the thing. If they're not right, then Mr. Gohring has the right to go to the magistrate's office and present his case to a magistrate to determine a crime has occurred. And we're not going to do that. We're not going to go take a criminal charge out against somebody who might not even work for the university, may just kind of look like the person. Let's own who it is. Let's allow Mr. Gohring to present his case to the magistrate, and let the magistrate decide as the independent gatekeeper if a crime, there's probable cause to believe a crime has occurred, and let the criminal justice system work its way out. We're not talking about money. We're talking about letting him go to the authorities and report what's happened, and the university is obstructing him from being able to do that. They're not identifying who this person is. Is it one of your campus police, or is it one of the Sanders workers? Just say it. Just tell us. And on top of that, it also appeared that in one of the videos, somebody was wearing body cam. How about we release the body cam video? If he was doing what the university claims, and we've seen the video, right? We've all seen the video now twice. If we have a conversation that turns to physical violence and becomes a threat to public safety, there's a guy wearing, go back and watch the video, there's a guy wearing a body cam. Let's see the video. Let's see where Mr. Gohring has turned to physical violence or become a threat to public safety. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. You asked for the individual who attacked Mr. Gohring whether it came out of the security vehicle.
He came out of the
identify the security vehicle.
Yeah.
That's campus security or We don't know which vehicle.
No, that was definitely campus security. That's an excellent point that you make, Mark, because let's pull that back up here. All right.
Looks like it came out of a vehicle that had security on the side.
It was definitely not. It definitely was a security vehicle. So let's
It's
just.
like waiting for 10 roller coasters and it's crazy. Bernie Sanders should have been went to a 20,000 seat arena because he's gonna pack the house. It's already full inside, but there's still people coming in.
They're about ready to be here right here, guys. So we'll see. I mean, look, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who this was. But come on, Virginia Wesleyan, do the right thing and admit that this person was your employee and state his name so that we can legitimately bring this to the.
Oh, they're chanting. Yeah, they're kicking out the Trump guy for saying Trump. So he's telling them to leave. Yeah, he kicked out the Trump guy. Oh, they're shutting down the free speech. Shutting down the free speech.
We can go out by the gate.
Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah. Oh, here they go.
All right,
Security's
here we
gonna
go.
shut them down. Security's gonna shut them down. I'm standing up, backing up.
They'll pan back over.
Here comes security.
Okay.
Security.
Is there a name on the vehicle?
Huh?
Can we expand that?
Yeah, I don't think we can get any better. But here he is right here. This is the guy.
Came out of the second car.
And came out of the second car. I think if you hit it again, it'll show the
They're gonna
other.
take him down. They're gonna take him down. Because he's chanting Trump.
He's
They're gonna
clearly
take him
wearing
down
the
right
same
Yeah, that's.
vest, same uniform as the rest of them. Says security on the back. Yeah. So anyway, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. So just name them. That's we haven't made. Have we made a money demand for this?
Not up to now.
We have not made a money demand. Nobody's even talking about money. And the university is withholding the identity of a person that arguably, by any independent metric, grabbed you from behind and threw you to the ground. So how about Virginia Wesleyan? You do two things. One, you retract the statement saying he was this guy that was causing public safety concerns and making threatening statements. How about you withdraw that one? Because now the video is out. And how about you identify who the person is and let's let the system take its course. Otherwise, it's making it worse. It's making it worse.
I'm going to address this publicly, but they're going to say, well, it's a personnel matter, and that's against our policy for revealing names and so forth of people who are engaged in these situations. That's what they typically say.
Yeah, they may. And so here's what happens, Facebook, if that occurs. Mr. Gohring has made a police report, and the way it works with the police is that when it's a crime like this that doesn't occur in their presence, it gets assigned to a detective, and then the detective has to go out and figure out who this is. So we will get the information. I mean, it will be brought to us one way or another, and as soon as it's brought to us, is it your intention to go to the magistrate and present the case?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you have a victim of a crime who wants to go to the police. He's not asking for money. He wants to go to the police. He wants to avail himself of and go to the magistrate and avail himself of the criminal justice system, and the university is refusing to cooperate. And all they have to do is give us the 100% confirmation of what we already know, which is super easy to determine who this guy is based upon who they have online. But in the interest of just total abundance of caution, and because a criminal charge is a serious deal, and because there were Bernie Sanders people apparently in the crowd, we just want to be 100% sure, right? You don't want to take a criminal charge out against somebody that's incorrectly in the crowd, of course. But the guy that threw you to the ground, you're interested in prosecuting him.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's where we are. So Facebook, that's where we are with this university. I hope that the university is watching. I hope they do the right thing. And I think that the biggest concern right now is just not turning over the information to us, not turning over the information to the media, And if it's going to be that way, we'll just wait for the police to do their job. So that's why you're not seeing anything happen, because we don't have the cooperation. Hopefully the police will give us that information soon. So anything else, Mr. Gohring?
Not from my side.
Yeah, I wanted to say one more thing, and this was brought up the other day when we first covered this yesterday. After the event happened, and then there were police on the grounds, right? You went to a police officer and you reported what happened, correct?
That's correct.
All right. And then while you were reporting what happened? Did anybody from the school come up there?
First, I approached somebody I saw sitting in a car who was a K-9 officer. I went very politely to him, not to threaten him either. He came out of the car. I told him that I have a police report to make. I told him my story, and he listened to us, but he got called away. In that point, 2 or 3 other officers came by. One of them is a captain at the Virginia Beach Police who would also be willing to prove what was said. I thought it was an odd situation because a mid-aged man came up running towards me, knew exactly who I was. I never saw this man in my life, giving me his business card, saying, write me an email in 1 or 2 weeks. And then he said to the general public, or to us group, if you want to continue protesting, you're welcome to.
Yeah.
Also something like, in this manner protesting, like you did before,
Yeah.
That card you
Yeah.
keep confidential. That's
Yeah, well, we have the card.
That
We have that. He gave you his business card, right?
He gave me his business card.
And that he was saying to you, did you interpret that as you could go back to that front door and start and hold your flag there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But from my point, I was done at that point.
Yeah. And this guy who identified himself was a vice president of student affairs, I believe. Is
Yes.
that right?
okay.
Yeah. So it appears that the security guard did not have the authority. And one other thing about DCJS security guard's Facebook is they have no authority to arrest. An unarmed security guard has no authority to arrest. He can investigate, he can look, he can see what's going on, but that's why you hear him saying in the video, I'm going to call the police to have you arrested for trespassing, because he can't do that. When he tackled you, the only way he could have done that is if you were threatening him. And the only thing you were doing was holding the flag, and that was it. And then he reached behind you, grabbed you, and threw you to the ground.
Took the flag from you.
They kind of threw the flag down, but you never let it go.
Right.
And you always had your hand on the flag, and then you guys went to the ground, right?
I saw later the flag never touched the floor.
Yeah. So this security guard clearly had no threat of violence to him that required him to act in self-defense. You weren't seen saying anything to him that said you were going to hit him with the flag or something like that, right?
I was walking in my pace, walking like I always walk. The other guys were all running.
Right.
I didn't run, so I was dropping a little bit behind. That's when he shouted back, "Catch up" or something like that, and I said, "I'm not going to run with you. I'm going my pace." And that's when he turned around and the incident happened that you see here on the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's the case, guys. Hopefully the university will do the right thing and identify their employee so that Mr. Gohring can avail himself of his rights. It's unbelievable that not only have they not done it, but they're now calling you the aggressor. They're making you the bad guy.
Well, then go ahead and prove it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Where's and if that is true, one of them had body cam. You can clearly see it. Let's see the video. Let's vindicate that you said something threatening. Where is it, Wesleyan? Where is it? So, all right, thanks. We're going to cut the live stream now, Facebook. Thanks.